very first question, could you briefly walk me through what got you to this point with your career being with the Boise Hawks?
Oh boy. Well, I've been blessed for sure. I grew up in Canada and left Canada to pursue a baseball career after high school, and my original goal was to play in the NHL, but had to make a tough decision as an 18, 19-year-old and decided to start my career at a junior college not too far from here in Ontario, Oregon at Treasure Valley Community College, and from there went on to play at Gonzaga and had an unbelievable experience, and was able to continue my career back at home in Canada with Team Canada at the time, and played for 3 years with Team Canada, a couple seasons overseas in the Netherlands, and then as I was finishing out my career, got my master's degree at Gonzaga, started coaching, and wanted to see if I could stay in the game, because we all, as players, know that the end is going to be coming at some point in time where you've got to hang them up and get on with real life. And so, I started coaching at Gonzaga as an assistant and got my master's degree, applied for a couple jobs, and was hired at Centralia College, junior college in the NWAC in the West Division, and that was my first opportunity, and had a chance to go back to Treasure Valley as the head coach there, and then University of Portland, back to Gonzaga, and then joined the Chicago Cubs for 10 years. We moved to Boise in 2008. My wife Christina got a job at Boise State University, and with the Cubs affiliate here in town, I was able to get my foot in the door there, and Oneri Fleta gave me an opportunity to help the club, and that opened up some doors within the organization, and Brandon Hyde, who's currently managing the Orioles, offered me my first manager's position, and that was with the Boise Hawks in 2013 and 14. And then we left Boise and moved our affiliate to Eugene, Oregon, and still stayed in the Northwest League and was there until 2017. And then I was offered the head coaching job at Boise State University to bring back baseball after a 40-year hiatus, which was a great opportunity to start a program from scratch. And right when we cranked it up in 2020, the pandemic hit, and of course shut the college season down, and the university made the tough decision to shut down the program that following July. So I was just hanging out, still under contract, working with a handful of players, trying to help them find new homes at the college level, and I had an opportunity to go back with the Cubs. And then that's when the Boise Hawks found out their destiny, I guess, when they lost their affiliate and became an independent. They were able to join the Pioneer League, and of course, they had to hire their own coaching staff and sign their own players, and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Had a relationship with everybody in the front office, of course, and knew of the ownership group, and decided to take the opportunity and start this independent adventure. And it's been a wild ride, but I'm having a blast, and again, just God's blessed me with some great opportunities in this game, and here we are today.
You talked about how you did start off your career playing, at Gonzaga and even playing for Canada. How was the pivot from playing at a high level to coaching the game at a high level?
Well, it was, I guess, an easier transition than I thought, and having the opportunity to start my coaching career while I was still playing, I think was, very beneficial in making that transition. Obviously, you've got to draw that line in the sand, because when I originally started coaching, I was coaching players that I played with, and so you've got to draw that line and be on the coaching side, and sometimes make some tough decisions with your buddies and who are your former teammates, because there is a responsibility as a coach and a mentor to make sure you're meeting those expectations. And speaking of mentors, I've had some great mentors through my career, starting with Rick Ballman, who's still in the Valley, a longtime head coach and athletic director at Treasure Valley, and a great friend of mine. And I wouldn't be where I'm at without him. And of course, Steve Hertz and Mark Maktoff at Gonzaga, And I played for Steve, who was the head coach there, and Mark Mactoff recruited me to Gonzaga, and Mark is the current head coach now at Gonzaga. And without those two, those two really opened up some opportunities for me to continue not only playing but also start my coaching career. And I couldn't be more blessed to have some mentors in my life that really changed the course of my life.
Speaking about this season, right now the Boise Hawks are sitting at the top of the league in the Pioneer League with their record. And although it is very mature in the beginning of the season, how does that speak to the hard work that the team has been able to put in from the coaching staff to the players prior to the season starting?
Well, it's early and things can change, but it has been a good start, and you always want to get out of the gates, and play well and get some momentum, and we've been able to do that. And I really credit that to my staff and the returning players that are back this year. Last year ended up kind of being a rebuild for us. The first year we lost out to Missoula in the league championship, and it went down to game 3. And we had high expectations, of course, last year, but we lost some guys to some Major League Baseball organizations and also higher independent levels. So we had to replenish the cupboard a little bit in the pantry, and we were able to, I think, put together a solid group of guys last year that were very green to professional baseball. And going through the course of last season, I know it was difficult for our fan base. We had one of our most successful seasons, coming through the gates, attendance-wise, and really hit some benchmarks there, which was really exciting. And unfortunately, I didn't meet those expectations from a win-loss record. But we stayed the course and we kept working hard, and we were really setting our sights for the start of this season, and having guys come in early for spring training, and getting after it for over 3 weeks was, I think, very important, because that spring training usually is very, very short. But for myself and my staff living in Boise and having the front office here year-round, we operate year-round, and that really, I think, helps with signing free agents and, kind of having an edge maybe over some other teams in the league that don't have that luxury. But we had a great spring training, and we really leaned on that experience and that leadership. And the new guys that we brought in, were a great fit. And, it's so far so good.
You talked a little bit about the community in Boise, and every single person I've talked to about you has had nothing but amazing things and great things to say about you. So how does it feel to be that positive influence and that positive role model to the Boise community so far?
Well, it's huge. I mean, I take that very seriously in regards to representing our community, and of course the organization, the Boise Hawks, our ownership, front office, and living in this community, raising a family. And of course, my wife is my biggest supporter, and without her, obviously, I wouldn't be able to do this, because it is a grind. There's a lot of sacrifices, and raising 4 beautiful kids, and most of our time has been in Boise. You get to know a lot of people here and build some pretty close relationships, and that makes it special, for me to live here and have an opportunity to come back and manage. And I've spent a lot of years in Hawks Memorial Stadium. I thought I left 3 different times, and I keep coming back, so maybe that's a sign that the Lord is going to want me here till the end, and that would be a great way to go. But I couldn't be more blessed. And the opportunity at Boise State was just really special too, because the energy and the commitment from the community to have Division I baseball, and with everything that happened there, Boise still has baseball. This is Boise's team now. As an independent, we control our own brand. We're not relying on a major league organization to kind of control the narrative, and I think that makes it exciting for all of us, because from the ownership to the front office, we're all pulling on the same rope, and you don't have that same experience as an affiliate with the front office and with the community. But we have guys from the area that we've signed who've grown up here that get a chance to play in front of their friends and family, And we also have guys that come here and play that realize, you know what, after my career, this is maybe where I want to lay some roots and start a family. So, you know, the secret's out. This valley's growing every day, and it's a strong baseball community. And for me to be the manager of the Boise Hawks and make an impact, not only, you know, on the field, but off the field, and especially with young players in the area, and all, you know, the families that come out, yeah, I couldn't be more blessed.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and really appreciate it.
No, you're welcome. My pleasure.